Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to publicly express my deep concern about the withdrawal of the United States of America from the Global Climate Accord.
Withdrawing from
What
the
is this one?
Withdrawing from the World Health Organization, sir?
Ooh, that's a big one.
For the first time, I'm bringing my concern to the public. To make the matter worse, the implication of the immediate funding pause for HIV programs in low and middle income countries under the directive of the President of the United States, Donald Trump. As an expert in petroleum and environmental law, as well as international law, I can assure you that I have done a lot of research works that delve into the technical aspect of global climate stressors and global health system. So I know right now the world is not only entering an era of chaos, but impending global disasters. A lot of people are going to die. These programs provide access to life-saving technology for climate change adaptation, and also, in the other hand, the HIV therapy to more than 30 million people across the world. Globally, about 39.9 million people were living with HIV/AIDS as of the end of 2023, and the number has been struggling to increase, if not this program that has been designed and pioneered by the United States government itself. Today, I had deep level discussion with some friends of mine who are experts and senior officials of the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, and some of whom are already packing their bags from the agency's service. We discussed some concern and about President Trump's executive orders that have set the world into chaos. The directive is part of the broader freeze on foreign aid initiated by the administration last week. In a statement on Tuesday, the World Health Organization, the WHO, has noted that a funding halt for HIV program will put people living with HIV at immediate increased risk of illness and death, and undermine efforts to prevent transmission in communities and countries. According to the WHO, such measures, if prolonged, will lead to rises in new infections and deaths, reversing decades of progress and potentially taking the world back to the era of 1980s and 1990s, when millions died of HIV every year globally, including many in the United States of America and a lot in least developed communities like Africa. For the global community, this could result in a significant setback to progress on partnership and investment in scientific advances that have been the cornerstone of good public health programs, including innovative diagnostics, affordable medicines, and community delivery models of HIV care, according to the WHO. What is more, the United States President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, called PEPFAR, has been a flagship initiative of the global HIV response since its establishment about 20 years plus ago. So right now, the United States funding pause for PEPFAR, which has saved more than 26 million lives, will directly impact millions of lives that depend on the predictable supply of safe, effective antiretroviral treatment for HIV patients. PEPFAR is providing HIV treatment for more than 20 million people living with HIV/AIDS, including about 566,000 children under the 15 years of age, according to the World Health Organization. So let us not pretend about this. The world cannot do quite functionally on environmental system and health system at this time without the United States. The United States has always remained the mother country of the world in this global stressors combat. While I call on the United States government to have a rethink for the sake of humanity, to have a rethink for the sake of humanity, I want to advise our friends and neighbors living in least developed countries, especially in Africa, please take my word. Know that while your death might not be a problem, you have loved ones, you have family, you have children, you have communities who may be depending on you. Start thinking that perhaps the universe wants humanity to go into spiritual involvement above animal life level at this time, to live a purer life and live a life devoid of sex misuse. A lot of people, particularly HIV patients, are going to die. There is nothing to pretend about that. As pharmaceutical companies are going to take advantage, serious advantage of humanity, ranging from fake drugs to high cost of medication, due to high demands and scarcity, as hospitals and pharmacies in least developed countries will soon run out of supplies. If you have an indiscriminate sex life and you haven't contracted HIV/AIDS, please, it is time for you to put that indiscriminate sex life under control. Note that medical scientists have said that condoms are not 100% safe, as they may disappoint in process of sexual activity. Let's believe the scientists. If you are married or you are in civil partnership and you live carelessly on the point of contracting and transferring HIV/AIDS to your partner, it will tantamount to an evil act by you. You will directly be killing your partner. You are free to die. That's your choice. But other people do not need to die. So we worry about children and all that. And please think about the right, not just about you, think about the right of others. You know, HIV transmission is environmental crisis, a part of a form of environmental crisis. So it's time to regulate sex habits. Please follow me at CPRE Network Modalities and Treaties. Everyone, let's stay connected and keep the conversation going. Subscribe for this thought-provoking content and engaging discussions. Twitter, that's Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. CPRE Modalities and Treaties, and also looking to see some of my presentation at the Unicell approved link at the www.unicell.education. Thank you and God bless you. Take the advice, very important.
All right.